Welcome, everyone, to News You Can Use. We have a lot to cover on the news you can use. So let's get started. All right, this is from New Atlas, and this was written by Ben Coxworth. So thank you, Ben, for writing this article for us. It's a new electric assist manual 4x4 hand quad. So lets wheelchair users hit the trails. So it's a hand bike, but it allows you, it has a small motor on it, so it makes it a little bit easier on the trails. So if you're interested, it is called, let me see here, the manual 4x4 hand quad should ultimately sell for around, this is in England, for 16,000 pounds. So that would be about $17,447. So if you have the ability to save up that money, please do. It looks like a nice bike. So pedal pounding, mountain bikers shouldn't get to have all the fun. The manual 4x4 hand quad is designed to bring a similar multi-terrain riding experience to wheelchair users with an assistive boost from the electric motor. So I will leave the link down below in regards to the 4x4. Looks really cool. Beloit Daily News. This has been a very annoying piece of news. So this was written by Katie Garcia. This happened in Janesville, Wisconsin. So Janesville wheelchair user injured in hit and run. So that's very annoying. So Janesville resident Doug Wilkins was using his wheelchair to cross the street on Tuesday, August 1st, when he was hit and injured by a car whose driver helped him up before leaving the scene. The driver has to come forward. Wilkins was headed home and had entered the crosswalk when the next thing I knew, I was on the ground looking towards McDonald's, he recalled in an interview with the Gazette. The injuries included a left eye fracture, an abrasion on the left shoulder, a bruised left arm, and an abrasion to the right knee. Wilkins had a jacket on, which he believes saved him from more serious injuries. And it's totally true. Wilkins put a note here for the drivers. So Marty Wilkins urged motorists in the community to slow down, leave on time so you're not rushing. Somebody's going to get killed. So it's very true. Slow down, especially Janesville, it's a smaller town, and you absolutely need to be aware of what's going on. So Wilkins' wife, Marty, had called the Janesville Police Department after receiving a call from her husband, who was sitting in their apartment parking lot just blocks away from where the incident occurred. So, yeah, folks, please slow down. Pay attention where you're going, because the wheelchair users are all over, and we need to cross the road in a safe manner. This is from South Florida, so this is good news. South Florida boy in wheelchair gets life-changing gift, and it is very life-changing. Miami, South Florida, fourth grader Nico Herrera received a life-changing gift in the form of a van. The vehicle was donated by the Woody Foundation. Then several community organizations came together to raise $20,000 to outfit outfitted just for Nico's needs. So we want to thank the Woody organization and also the other organizations that jumped in to help. He even got some extra gas money to help his family get around to all the places he wants to visit. So that's great. Nico uses a power wheelchair, so that does require some extra doing on the van and adjusting because you have to strap them in, and that can be a little costly to do those adjustments. Nico tells us he has some pretty big plans. I really needed a van just to move to everywhere with my chair. And what if I go to Orlando one day? I can use my van. What if I go to Virginia? I can use my van. It took 2 years and donations from many different organizations to make this happen for the Herrera family. So thank you all the organizations, and this comes from CBS News Miami. And we also want to thank the author of the article. So thank you everyone, the organizations, in helping Nico. And this is from, yes, there is a case in the courts, news and commentary from ACLU. Hotel accessibility reaches the Supreme Court. So this is very true because we have a lot of hotels out there that have not made the adjustments to their rooms, and they're not understanding what accessibility means. So when a hotel fails to provide accessibility features, its website prospective guests with disabilities can't know if it is safe and usable. This is discrimination. So this case has gone to court. I don't know if it's a particular hotel. I think it is. But as a wheelchair user with multiple disabilities, travel is unpredictable at best and completely inaccessible at worst. In order to book my trips, I have to trust the accuracy of the website run by hotels, airlines, car rental companies, and more to learn whether I can use their services. And this is very true because you don't know the beds. They don't understand the beds. They don't understand the bathrooms, especially the bathrooms. I find them just a bit crazy. So the Americans with Disabilities, the ADA, requires hotels to include enough of their accessibility features on their website that a person with disabilities can judge whether their hotel would be safe and usable. Unfortunately, the features they include are often incomplete or inaccurate. So travel may be a luxury, but accessibility is a necessity and a right. So that is very true. The Americans with Disabilities Act, the ADA, requires hotels to include enough. Yes, well, we read that piece already. The upcoming Supreme Court case, Atchison Hotels versus Lawfer, illustrates how hotels often fail travelers with disabilities and offer an opportunity to solidify our rights to hotels, to hold hotels and other public accommodations accountable for their failures. So let's see how this goes in the Supreme Court. Hopefully it goes very well for us. The ACLU is helping us in that court, in that case, that legal case, and hopefully, they learn about bathrooms and they learn about beds. If we can just get that right, the beds and the bathrooms, we will be better off. Let's see what happens. All right, we're going to go to the BBC. This is in England, and this was no author here, but beach wheelchair move to Peel to encourage more use. So this is in the BBC where they're trying to make, beaches more accessible. The piece of specialist equipment has been made available for us for use in the Peel Beach. So it's at the Peel Beach. They're trying to make things more reachable for us. An adaptive wheelchair to enable beach use has been moved from the east to the west of the Isle of Man to encourage more use of it, a charity has said. So that's good. We need to go to the beach as well as anybody else. A spokeswoman from the charity said Peel was a popular beach and the equipment was expected to get similar usage to the ones in Port Erin near the beach, excuse me, near the beach huts. Beth Martin from the charity said a lack of access to the beach for wheelchair users had left them missing out on spending time with their families there. So, however, the charity was not able to get storage that enabled 24-hour access to the chair, which meant usage was falling off, she said. Peel commissioners had leapt at the opportunity to make the equipment available, she said. So let's see how they do. We'll have to follow up. All right, from here we're going to go to the sports. And this is the competitions to get to Paris in 2024. So here we go. This is from the International Paralympic Committee. And it is reporting that Rotterdam in 2023, Netherlands and Great Britain claim wheelchair basketball gold. So they will be going to France. First 4 teams to qualify for the Paris 2024 Paralympic Games decided at the first European Para Championship in Rotterdam. So this was yesterday. The Netherlands sealed their 7th straight title with victory at Rotterdam 2023, European Para Championship 2023. So this is where we need to follow up on Paris. So who's winning, who's losing? So 7th heaven for Netherlands. The Dutch women victory in Rotterdam make their 7th straight title a run, which includes the Tokyo 2020 Paralympic and the 2022 International Women's Basketball Federation Wheelchair Basketball World Champions. So this is awesome. Against Great Britain, Bo Kramer was the Netherlands' top scorer with 18 points, while Mariska Bejer contributed 12 points and 13 rebounds. The Dutch team led from start to finish. At Rotterdam, Ahoy ignited a big crowd dressed in orange, so that's the color of their uniform. I have no words. It's incredible to play such a game in a full house. Perfect courts and people, it's amazing, Bejer said, adding that her mother, sister, and her friends were also cheering for her in the stands. So there's a full article here with a lot of great photos and some video. So I will leave that down below. Now, this is a curious video. Courage Kenny helps level the playing field for people with disabilities. So they're talking a little bit about, how they are leveling the playing field for those who are practicing sports. So there's a video here, not an article, so I'll leave that down below. Then we go back to the BBC in sports. So GB men Men's wheelchair basketball team reach European final to qualify for Paris Paralympics. So that's great. They'll be going to France. Great Britain's men's wheelchair basketball team have joined the women's side in qualifying for next year's Paralympics. Awesome. The men's team beat Germany, sorry about that, 63-42 to reach the European Championship final and book their place at the Paris 2024. It feels good to know we have a guaranteed spot at Paris, said Greg. Oops, my page moved. Said Greg Warburton. Another tick on the list. Done. They faced Spain in the final Rotterdam on Saturday, which was yesterday, at 16:30. So Warburton and Terry Bywater both scored 10 points in the semifinal win, while GB Phil Pratt was the Great Britain, is the GB, was the game's leading scorer with 26 points, 8 assists, and 7 rebounds. So that's great. The men are up there with the women. Paralympic athletes inspire Kyoto students with wheelchair basketball. So this is at a school. And Muko, Japan, Athens Paralympics wheelchair basketball player Yasuko Sakane paid a visit to a group of elementary school students in Kyoto Prefecture this month, emphasizing the importance of inventiveness to the children as she gave a talk about the sport that changed her life. Sakane, 52, has used a wheelchair since the age of 18 when she was infected by myelitis, a condition causing inflammation in the spinal cord. However, her life underwent a significant transformation when she discovered wheelchair basketball. And that happens to a lot of us, when we discover something that we enjoy, like, can be sports, can be outdoor championships or camping or whatever it might be, that can change our lives. Her dream of appearing at the Paralympics came true when she represented the Japan women's national team in Greece in 2004. Speaking at the Daigo Koyo Elementary School in Muko, Sakane said, both individuals in wheelchairs and those who aren't can enjoy the same sport through creativity. So there's a whole entire article on her presentation, and I will leave that down below. So we're getting more sports here. Now this article, unfortunately, it's a good one, The Official Guide to Wheelchair Tennis, Part 2. Their sound is not very good, so you're going to have to turn up your speakers quite a bit. So I'm hoping that they can improve the sound so we can listen to it. So they're just talking about the wheelchairs and the type of wheelchairs they use for tennis. So that is it for news you can use, and you can see more sports popping up here in our segments. So my name is Lisa, and this is World Wheelchair Warriors. I'm hoping you enjoyed the news. I'm glad you came and listened and to understand what is going on in the world of wheelchairs. So come again, and I will see you in the next one.